Mathews. Welcome back, Sheila. Now you get your 3 minutes.
Great.
You're good to go.
Thank you so much. For the record, I am co-founder Sheila Mathews of AbleCHild.org. Our mission is informed consent and the right to refuse psychiatric products and services. We come here today to once again to ask the state to release Adam Lanzi's school and mental health records and to oppose the following bills. Senate Bill 158 to establish a task force on the prevention of sexual abuse. According to federal law, PPRA, it is the parent's right on the local level to review and approve curriculum that the state wants to provide. That must be made available to parents for their review and approval. The state cannot wipe out the rights under federal law that gives the power of review and approval of curriculums to parents, not the state. It is not the role of education to teach children about sex abuse. Our nation is far behind the world in reading, writing, math, and science. Senate Bill 169, an act concerning the assessment and delivery of mental health services and interventions for children. According to federal law, PPRA, no parent shall be forced into psychological assessments by the federal, state, or local governments in relation to their child's mental health or state of mind. In addition, the federal hearings into the use of behavioral modification drugs in 1970, the right to privacy inquiry, congressional hearings, also protects children against this proposed legislation, which is considered drug research. We also cite the multiple informed consent rights that this proposed bill would violate. Proposed Senate Bill 650, an act creating a parent support hotline for parents and children exhibiting behavioral health issues. This bill would entrap parents and bypass their legal rights, considering that what they report on this hotline could be used against their child and them in legal proceedings such as forced commitments, custody hearings, and probate court in which the state would be involved. In addition, treatment plans that the state of Connecticut is currently immersed in are linked to suicide and mass violence according to the FDA and several international warnings on psychiatric drugs. The state should not be actively marketing for the behavioral health vendors trying to obtain more clients. Proposed Bill Senate 652, an act concerning the referral from the Department of Children and Family Services 0 to 3 program. This program lacks any validity in science and is considered human research. Parents must be given informed consent, which that is not possible when a child is in state custody. Therefore, it would be unethical for the state to pass a law mandating that children in their care participate in human research. Senate Bill 822. This bill has been proposed before. It doesn't pass due process laws. The Department of Children and Family Service has a history, and it is not good here. A parent or relative of the child must be present during interviews, and a police report must be the only document that the department relies on. The state cannot use testimony of a child to bring charges against the parent unless a police report has taken place, and parents have been referred and referenced in that police report. The state has more legal assets and abilities.
Sheila, if you could just try to...
Okay, the last bill, 833. AbleCHild supplied Diane Sawyer's team in a one-year-long investigation into drugging of foster care children from Connecticut statistics. It showed the nation that children are being forced onto multiple amounts of psychiatric drugs, most of which were not FDA approved for use in children and are covered by Medicaid. So therefore, I'll just wrap up by saying the fact that you hold these hearings and you have vendors that profit off the drugging of children come here and recommend legislation to you is unethical. It really is just completely unethical, and I do oppose these bills, and I strongly suggest that either you go to the Supreme Court and override our informed consent and right to privacy, or you reject these bills, because we do have a right to privacy under the Supreme Court.
Thank you. Are there any? Do you have a question, Kim? Sheila, I would say to you, like what I said to the other passionate parents that testified here. The bills that we're looking at in this committee at this point are shelved, and they are not. The language is not there yet. These are bills that we're putting out to get feedback, and we are listening to your feedback. And there are many points that you make here that are well taken. So don't think that we're not listening, okay?
Well, I appreciate that. We testified, our organization, I'm not just a parent, I represent 25,000 parents across the country, many of which are here in Connecticut. I testified on the FDA black box suicide warning on all antidepressants. So I appreciate that you're listening. However, my concern here is that this legislation was drafted up in response to an ongoing investigation. So it doesn't seem like you're listening when you have vendors that are filing in here, testifying on these bills. I don't see any bills presented to the public on more informed consent, cutting improper funding for children being funneled from DCF 6 months old and younger for clinical drug trials and mental health. I mean, come on.
Sheila, I totally understand where you're coming from, and this is one of the issues. The bills that come before us are brought to us by constituents. They are, in fact, you're right, they are brought to us by interested parties, and they're brought to us by other government entities. But people like yourself are absolutely able to contact your own legislator and ask them to do a bill for you. And if that legislator won't do a bill for you, you're well within your rights to find a sympathetic legislator to do the bill. But it is your legislator's job to listen to you. And if you want a bill in front of this committee, you should be able to get that bill in front of this committee. We have many bills here that have been brought forward by our constituents. So that would be my advice to you. Don't back down from going to your legislator. That's what they're there for.
I'm actually not looking for a bill to be brought up. I could tell you this: I am looking to you as a lawmaker to protect our federal rights and our right to privacy. So in your due diligence, what I would ask you to do is check the current laws that protect our rights. That's all I'm saying. Look at the validity of these laws and say, this law
Sheila, I understand where you're coming from, but you have to understand that we're preempted by the federal government. This is state government. The federal government preempts us, so that you need to go to our federal legislators, because I can't change federal law.
I don't want you to. I want you to enforce the federal law, and I want you to make sure that you don't pass a bill that overrides our federal rights. That's
fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. Thank you so very much.
Next on our list